I'm finally out of the prison phantom zone. I am Shao Kahn. Alright then, it is time to free Darkside. Once I free him, then he will be out of my universe, so he can be sent home to another universe, back to where DC is from. That's right, Shao Kahn, the ruler of Outworld, and pretty much like the powerful emperor that has ever been conquering the worlds. But anyway, it is time to see Darkside and give him a visit. How am I supposed to get out of here? I am Darkside. And how the hell am I supposed to get out of here? What a bunch of fools that nobody wanted me to be out of here. Because, like I said, I hope I get back to my planet soon of destroying the galaxies. That I myself am Darkside. How am I supposed to escape? And how am I supposed to get out of these hell chains? Well, if you want to be free out of these chains, then you came to the right person. That is me, Shao Kahn. And we both had a common enemies between most likely from our worlds colliding each other. And you might as well get a very good offering visit from me, Shao Kahn, the ruler of Outworld. The pleasure to be in the service. Wait, the legends are true? That you are the conqueror of the worlds? I would love to see you come out and show me yourself and your face. And plus, these chains need to be freed anyway from you. But tell me this, how are you going to send me back to my world in DC's universe of the world? Well, I'm stuck in your universe. Huh, well, like I said, one, I'm gonna break those chains with my hammer. Two, I'm gonna try at least to open a teleporter thing that I snagged from Shang Tsung, by the way, before that was gonna happen with the more likely of our fusion, if you say so at the least. And trust me, it is very odd and weird to know what is that about. And I would not want to refer to any of that what was even happening between us, of our differences of destroying the DC and MK worlds, of the heroes and a bit of villains that were trying to be against us. But like I said, I have that hammer that will destroy those chains. And once I open that teleporter, you, on the other hand, will be freed. While for me, I escape the Phantom Zone for a few hours or a few weeks to escape. But, like I said, this so called hero can fly, can deal with those for later. That is you're known as your arch nemesis. That is referring to be is Superman, isn't that right? Darkside. Wait, how do you know Superman? Are you in cahoots with him? Because if you were, then you would die. But like I said, this is just an assumption question. Is that if you think I would never knew that, is that, well, if Superman was here to destroy me, then you and I would have a similar solution. Is that you, on the other hand, were fighting a thunder god that I never knew about, which is a little explaining, didn't you think, by the way, to this question? Seems a little bit different with me and you, having a different similar packing going on. Now, Dark Side. Like I said, yes, I had to deal with that Thunder God Raiden while he was trying to beat the absolute crap out of me out of that ending. Or pretty much likely in the story in the beginning, which I know you, on the other hand, I never met you before, but I'm still laying you off a free on to escape, to make you feel likely to be escaped. You know, from pretty much breaking those chains. As you said earlier, those chains will be break anyways. That I'll break those chains and I'll let you out of here. Exactly. So that way you and I could have our differences being freed. Well, you and I have different problems to deal with anyway. Well, I would turn to Outworld, and you would turn back to your world from where you came from in the DC universe. Isn't that right, Darkside? I suppose so. Fine. Deal, Shao Kahn. Deal. Now break the chains so I can get out of here and get back to my world. So I can beat the living hell out of Superman and Batman and all the other ones who are trying to defeat me anyways. But I appreciate your service. So, break the chains. And then we can both be in our merry ways to be on out of here so we don't have to be in this situation again. As a con, yes, deal. I will break the chains for you, Darkside. And yes, we'll definitely be in our merry ways to definitely be on out of our hair or out of our skins for a while until we were defeated. But I have other things to fry and destroy, like a red sun destroyer, or for however to make a reference, but a different reference to come on by. But anyways, yes, a con will make a deal. And yes, deal, I will break the chains and you'll be free. Now, sit tight, and those chains will be destroyed in a minute. Alright, those chains are destroyed. Alright, the chains are destroyed. Dark side. Now, it is time we shall leave. But anyways, I'll open the teleporter for you so you can be sent back. While I, on the other hand, will return back to Outworld. As I just said from this deal, is that you and I will never speak of any of this again. Even if it's still the story mode, then we won't probably see each other for a long, long time. Because at this point, yes, I probably would say at the least. But anyways, Dark Side, you can go now in the teleporter that I just ordered you to go to. See you later. Indeed. Shao Kahn, indeed. All right, I will go. And see you later, by the way. And I will agree that for once we'll finally be freed out of here. But, anyways, I got other things to start making good businesses to destroy the heroes and definitely get my revenge for those who try to defeat me, for what was happening. But, as you say you were going to get going, then yes, I'm about to get going anyways. So see you later there, Mr. Shao Kahn. Bye bye. Darkside is getting to leave. Alright, I guess it's time I shall go. But for now, I might as well be staying here for a little bit until I, on the other hand, will find my way back to Outworld. But that, on the other hand, remains to be unseen for a bit until I am disappeared, anyways. But, like I said, a Shao Kahn always finds a way back. But, anyways, like always, I will see you next time. That's right. I am Shao Kahn, the ruler of Outworld forever. And like always, I'll see you next time, there mortals. They may think I was defeated, but like I said, I always return in a different time. I return back. But anyways, it is time to return back to Outworld and see Shang Tsung. And of course, the other villains that are definitely supportive of my realm. But for now, Shao Kahn speaking. We'll see you next time. Please be sure to give this video a like and comment and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified. Anyways, Shao Kahn speaking. And I'll see you next time, there mortals. See you later, and goodbye.
You're the bitch.